In July 2013, 19-year-old Lily Brennan disappeared from her family's strawberry farm in Millbrook County. She'd left to sell fresh berries at the farmer's market, wearing her favorite yellow sundress with tiny flowers. She never returned. The sheriff suggested she'd run off with a seasonal farmhand, possibly heading to California like many young people do. Her parents found peace in the idea that she was chasing dreams far away. The case was closed after 6 months, written off as another country girl seeking more than rural life could offer. 2 years later, Lily's best friend, Emma Watts, was driving past an abandoned property on County Road 47 when she found something that completely changed the runaway narrative. Behind the house, 7 dresses of different sizes and ages were hanging on a clothesline. They belonged to missing farm girls from 3 different counties. Among them was Lily's yellow sundress. What Emma discovered next in the root cellar revealed that the 7 girls hadn't left to chase dreams. They had been sold like cattle by a man who had been a trusted figure on every farm for 2 decades. Emma hadn't planned to stop at the old Hendris place. She was on her way back from delivering honey to the farmer's market, a route she took regularly, when a flash of color caught her eye through the trees. It was the clothesline. Something about the sight, maybe the familiar shade of yellow, made her instinctively brake. The gravel driveway was overgrown, branches scratching her truck. The house had been empty since the Hendris family lost it to the bank in 1998. Everyone knew the story: bad loans, bad luck, and then Carl's wife died, and he moved into an apartment above his repair shop in town. Emma parked, leaving her engine running. Even 2 years after Lily vanished, Emma still found herself looking for her. She checked gas stations for blonde girls and felt her heart race at the sight of a yellow dress in the store window. The house looked exactly as she expected: peeling paint, a rotting porch, and dirty windows. Yet, the path around the back was freshly worn. The clothesline stopped her completely. 7 dresses were hung perfectly spaced, as if someone had measured the distance between them. The first was a blue gingham, faded to threads and spots. The second was a green shift dress. The third, her knees gave out. The yellow sundress with tiny flowers hung motionless. Emma knew every single flower on that fabric. She had helped Lily pick it out at Walmart 2 summers before. "It's perfect for the farmer's market," Lily had said, spinning in the dressing room. "Wholesome but cute." Her hands trembling, Emma pulled out her phone. Tyler answered immediately. "Em, you okay?" he asked. Her voice came out choked. "The old Hendris place off County Road 47. You need to come now." "Emma, what is it?" "It's Lily's dress. The yellow one. It's here." Silence. "Don't touch anything," he said. "I'm 10 minutes away." But Emma couldn't just wait. She stood up on shaky legs and forced herself to examine the other dresses. A red jumper, size small. A handmade floral print. A white sundress with eyelet lace. The last one looked new, barely faded, with factory creases still visible. As she took photos, she heard a metallic clang from the barn, like a tool being dropped. Emma froze. The smart thing would have been to get back in her truck and wait for Tyler on the main road. But that yellow dress kept her there. Lily had been here. Or at least, the person who had Lily's dress had been here. The barn door was slightly ajar, the hinges freshly oiled. She could smell it. Inside, old machinery was covered by tarps. In a corner, however, was a modern toolbox with its lid open. Papers were scattered on the ground, as if someone had fled in a hurry. Emma picked one up. It was an equipment maintenance log. Morrison Farm, September 2009. At the bottom was a signature: Carl Hendris. The Morrison girl. Emma remembered her. Ashley, a couple of years older, who supposedly ran off with a college boy just before harvest. Another page. Holstead Farm, July 2003. Carl Hendris. The Holstead girl, Jenna. Emma hadn't known her, but everyone knew her story. Page after page, every farm that had lost a girl had Carl's signature on a maintenance log. Tyler's truck sped up the driveway. He jumped out before it stopped, rushing toward the clothesline. Emma watched him halt at the sight of the yellow dress, his hand reaching out, then pulling back as if afraid to touch it. "Tyler," she said, holding out the papers. "Carl Hendris. He was at every single farm." Tyler's face turned white as he read. "He fixed our harvester the week before Lily vanished," he murmured, unable to finish his thought. Emma's phone rang. It was Sheriff Garrett. "Emma, Tyler called me. Don't let him do anything stupid. I'm 5 minutes away." But Tyler was already heading back to his truck. "Tyler, no." Garrett said to wait. His voice was flat and dangerous. "Carl's at the Brennan farm today. Mom hired him to service the combine for next month's harvest. He stopped. They had no daughters left for him to look at. Sheriff Garrett's cruiser pulled up without sirens. He got out slowly, his hand on his weapon. He took one look at the clothesline and pulled out his radio. "This is Sheriff Garrett. I need all available units at the old Hendris place, County Road 47. And someone find Carl Hendris. Approach with caution." "He's at the Brennan farm," Tyler said. Garrett looked at him sharply. "Are you sure?" "Mom had him scheduled for today. Combined maintenance." The sheriff was already moving back to his car. "You two stay here. Don't touch a thing. State police are on their way." "Tom," Emma said, holding up the logs. "There's more." Garrett looked at the papers, his face hardening with each page. "Jesus," he said. 20 years. He's been doing this for 20 years. After Garrett left, Emma and Tyler stood in silence by the clothesline. The sun was setting, casting long shadows. The yellow dress moved slightly in a breeze Emma couldn't feel. "I love that dress," Emma said softly. "I know," Tyler replied. "She wore it that last morning. Said it made her feel pretty." His hands were balled into fists. "If he hurt her—" "Tyler," Emma touched his arm. "Look at the dresses. Really look." He did. 7 dresses, different sizes, different ages of weathering. 7 girls, Emma said. "But how many others ran away over the years? How many did we just accept were gone?" Tyler pulled out his phone and began searching local news archives. Morrison, 2009. Holstead, 2003. Baker, 2005. He scrolled down. 11. 11 girls in 20 years who ran away during harvest season, but only 7 dresses. They looked at each other, a terrible shared thought forming. Where were the other 4? Emma walked back to the barn, Tyler following. In the toolbox, under the logs, she found something else. A small ledger. It had dates, initials, and numbers that looked like prices. "Tyler," she whispered. "I think he sold them." The ledger slipped from her numb fingers. Tyler picked it up, read it, his face turning gray. LB July 2013. Unlike the others, Lily's entry had no number. Just a single word in Carl's neat handwriting. Kept. Emma's legs gave out, and Tyler caught her. They both sank to the barn floor. 7 dresses on a line, for girls with prices, and Lily, who was kept. The sun had fully set, leaving them in darkness, with only the light from Tyler's phone illuminating that single word. Kept, like she was a thing, something to be owned. "She could be alive," Emma whispered. Tyler's voice was hollow. Where would he keep someone for 2 years? They sat in the dark barn, afraid to hope, afraid not to. Somewhere, Carl Hendris was working on the Brennan combine, probably making small talk about the weather and harvest prospects, about how hard it must have been since Lily left. 7 dresses fluttered in the night wind, for prices were written in a ledger, and 1 girl had been kept. The state police sirens finally broke the silence, but Emma and Tyler didn't move. They just held the ledger, the word kept burning into their minds, changing everything they thought they knew about Lily's disappearance. Tyler couldn't stop looking at the photos on his phone. 7 dresses. Emma had taken pictures of each one before the state police sectioned off the area with crime scene tape. Now, 3 hours later, they sat in Emma's kitchen with Sheriff Garrett, building a timeline on their laptops. "This one," Emma said, pointing to the red jumper on Tyler's screen. "I know this dress. Ashley Corwin wore it to the county fair in 2009. She won the pie contest in it." Tyler pulled up the missing persons report. Ashley Corwin, September 2009, said she ran off with a college boy she met online. "The green shift dress," Emma continued, zooming in on another photo. "That has to be Jenna Holstead. 2003. Everyone said she went to Hollywood." Sheriff Garrett rubbed his face. "I was a deputy back then. We didn't even investigate, just assumed she left. The blue gingham is probably 2005 or 2006, Emma noted. The floral one looks handmade, maybe early 2000s. The white sundress with violet lace, maybe 2011. 7 girls, Tyler said quietly. 7 dresses on that line." Garrett pulled out the maintenance logs they had found. Carl Hendris, every single farm. He spread the papers out. Morrison Farm, September 2009, right before Ashley disappeared. Holstead Farm, July 2003, a month before Jenna. Brennan Farm. He paused, looking at Tyler. A week before Lily. All during harvest season, Emma pointed out, when temporary workers are common and strangers don't stand out. Tyler's phone buzzed. An unknown number. The text read, "Stop looking or she dies." Everyone froze. Tyler immediately screenshotted it before typing back. Who is this? Someone who knows you found the dresses. Sheriff Garrett was already on his radio, trying to trace the number, but Tyler kept typing. Proof of life. Show me Lily is alive. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, then reappeared. A photo came through. It was Lily, unmistakably her, though thinner, with hollow eyes. She was holding up 3 fingers. The photo had today's date in the corner. The background was dark, possibly concrete walls. Emma gasped. Oh my God, she's really alive. Another text came through. Stop looking. Stop now or she disappears forever. The number went dead. Garrett shook his head. The trace hadn't been long enough. We need to talk to Dorothy Corwin, Tyler said suddenly. Ashley's mother. She never believed Ashley ran away. Dorothy Corwin lived in a small apartment above the hardware store. When she saw Sheriff Garrett with Tyler and Emma, her face crumpled. You found something about Ashley? She asked. Inside, Dorothy showed them a box she had kept. Everyone said I was in denial, but I knew my daughter. She wouldn't leave during harvest. She had responsibilities. She pulled out Ashley's diary. Look at this. The week before she disappeared. The entry was dated September 8, 2009. Mr. Hendris was here again to fix the combine. Dad says he's always so helpful. But he watches me. Not in a normal way, like he's shopping, like he's deciding something. It gives me the creeps. There's more, Dorothy said, flipping pages. August 15th, Mr. Hendris asked if I ever wanted to see the city. Said he knew people who could get a farm girl like me good work. Mom thought it was nice. And here, September 1st, found Mr. H in my room. Said he was checking the window unit AC, but my jewelry box was moved. Tyler's phone buzzed again. Different number. You went to the Corwin woman. Bad choice. Every step you take, Lily pays for. Tyler showed the message to Garrett. He's watching us or has someone watching. Keep him talking, Garrett said. We have better tracking now. Tyler typed. I just want my sister back. Then stop looking. Call off the investigation. How do I know you won't kill her anyway? A long pause, then. Because I've kept her alive for 2 years. She's special. Emma grabbed Tyler's arm. That word, kept, was the same as in the ledger. Why is she special? Tyler typed. She reminds me of someone. The others were business. Lily is personal. Others? You found the dresses. 7 dresses. But your sister makes 8, doesn't she? And there were more before the dresses. Girls no one even reported missing. Migrant workers' daughters, foster kids, the ones no one looks for. Sheriff Garrett gestured. Keep him talking. The trace is working. How many? Tyler typed. Does it matter? You only care about one. Stop looking and she stays alive. Keep pushing and she disappears into the same network the others did. Buyers don't care about names. Buyers? The phone rang instead of another text. Tyler answered on speaker. You want to know about buyers? The voice was distorted and electronic. Ashley Corwin brought 30,000. Pretty blonde farm girl. Very popular with certain clients overseas. The Holstead girl was 25,000. Darker hair. Less valuable. Your sister. A pause. I had offers up to 50,000. Blonde, young, that wholesome look they love. But I kept her instead. Dorothy Corwin made a sound like a wounded animal. You sold my Ashley? Who is this? The voice sharpened. Dorothy Corwin, Ashley's mother. A long silence. Your daughter died in transit. Weak heart, they said. If it helps, it was quick. Dorothy collapsed. Emma caught her while Tyler held the phone steady. You son of a. Tyler snarled. I'm not the villain here, boy. I'm a businessman. Supply and demand. These girls wanted more than farm life. I gave them more. Just not what they expected. Where's Lily? Tyler demanded. Safe for now, but my patience is running out. You have 24 hours to call off the investigation. Every cop, every FBI agent, everyone stops looking or she gets sold to the highest bidder. And trust me, after 2 years of training, she'll bring top dollar. The line went dead. Sheriff Garrett checked with the tech team. We've got a location. The tower ping puts him in the northeast sector, a 5-mile radius. That's dozens of farms, Emma said. Dorothy Corwin stood up, shaking but determined. I know every abandoned property in that area. My husband and I searched them all when Ashley disappeared. There are 3 with root cellars deep enough to hold someone. The Garrett place, no relation to you, Sheriff. The old Mitchell farm. And, she paused, the Hendricks family property where Carl grew up, where his wife died. Tyler's phone buzzed one more time. Your sister says hello. She's singing that song she always liked. The one about strawberry fields. Funny how they hold on to little things even after everything else is taken away. 24 hours. Starting now. Tyler stood up. We need to find her now. But Sheriff Garrett held up a hand. We do this by the book, or Carl walks on a technicality, and Lily suffers for it. She's suffering now, Tyler said. Emma took his hand. Garrett's right. We know she's alive. We know he's keeping her close. We know he's watching. We have to be smart. Dorothy Corwin wiped her eyes. My Ashley is dead, but Lily isn't. We're going to get her back. Tyler looked at the photo on his phone again. Lily alive, holding up 3 fingers. In the corner, barely visible, was something that made his heart pound. A partial sign, just a few letters. Kinsfar? He showed it to Emma, not Garrett. She saw it, too, and nodded slightly. Hendrix Farm. They knew where Lily was. But if Carl was watching the police, if he had sources in the department, they couldn't trust anyone. Tyler's phone showed the countdown. 23 hours, 47 minutes, and 15 seconds remaining. But Tyler wasn't going to wait. Not when he knew where his sister was. Not when Carl Hendris thought he had won. The pattern was now clear. 7 girls over 20 years, all taken during harvest. All from struggling farms where Carl was a trusted, welcomed figure. He was the perfect predator, hiding in plain sight, using his repair work as a cover and his equipment trailers as transport. But he had kept Lily. That was his mistake, because Tyler would never stop looking, never stop hunting, and now he knew where to find her. The texts had been coming for 2 days, always from different numbers, always containing details that only someone close would know. She still hums that song. Won't eat meat anymore. Asked about you yesterday. Tyler kept his phone fully charged and the volume high, each message a lifeline. This morning, everything changed. Meet me Millbrook Diner. 2 p.m. Back corner booth. Come alone or she dies. Tyler sat in the back booth, watching a young woman in a grocery store uniform slide into the seat across from him. She was about 21, blonde with familiar eyes that made his stomach clench. You're Carl's daughter, Tyler said. Megan Hendris nodded, her hands trembling as she glanced toward the door. I have about 10 minutes. He thinks I'm at work. Where's Lily? Alive. Megan pulled out a phone with shaking hands. Don't grab. Just look. The photo was recent. Lily's hair was longer. She was thinner and hollow-eyed, but undeniably alive. She was sitting on a mattress in what looked like a concrete room, eating from a paper plate. This was last month, Megan whispered. Last month? Why are you just now? Because he's getting worse, more paranoid, more violent. Megan's eyes filled with tears. I've wanted to help for so long, but I was 12 when I figured out what he was doing. He caught me looking at his photos and said he'd sell me, too, if I told anyone. Tyler forced himself to remain calm. Where is she? He moves her. Different properties. Never the same place for more than a few days now that you found the dresses. Megan slid a piece of paper across the table. It had 11 names. 7 sold overseas. 3 died in transit. Lily is the only one he's kept. Tyler stared at the names. Ashley Corwin had a star next to hers, one of the 3 who died. Why did he keep her? Megan's voice was a whisper. She looks exactly like my mother did at 19. Mom died from cancer when I was 10. When Dad saw Lily at your farm, something broke inside him. Or maybe something that was already broken just got worse. That's insane. He is insane, but he's also smart. 20 years doing this and never caught. Megan stood up abruptly. There's something else. He has another girl now. Katie Summers, 15, taken 3 weeks ago from Harrison County. He's keeping them together. 15. Jesus Christ. He's keeping this one, Megan said, her voice cracking. I begged him to. That's what I told him about Lily. I begged him not to sell her, said she could be like a sister to me. He actually listened. But the others? She pulled out a small notebook filled with careful handwriting. Everything I could remember. Dates, places, buyers he's mentioned. There's a whole network. They use harvest season shipping routes, equipment trailers with hidden compartments. Girls disappear from farms. Everyone assumes they ran away. And 3 states over, they're sold to men who... She couldn't continue. Tyler took the notebook. Why now? Why help now? Because he's planning something. He's been destroying evidence, burning papers. He knows you're getting close. Megan leaned forward urgently. And because Lily won't break. 2 years and she still fights him, still tries to escape. The others learn to comply, but not her. He's getting frustrated. I'm scared he'll kill her, or worse, sell her anyway. He's had offers. $50,000 for a blonde farm girl with 2 years of training. She spat the last word like poison. Tyler's hands clenched into fists. Tell me where she is right now. I can't. He'll know it was me. But she hesitated, then pulled out another phone. Take this. It's encrypted. I'll text you when he goes on service calls. You'll have windows of time. Small ones. That's not enough. It's all I have. Megan's composure finally broke. You don't get it. You don't know what he's capable of, what he's already done. Those 3 girls who died, they weren't killed in transit, they died in training. He went too far. I had to help bury them. The diner seemed to spin around Tyler. You helped. I was 14, 15. What was I supposed to do? He's my dad. He's all I have. He said if I didn't help, I'd be next. Tears streamed down her face. I've been bringing Lily food for 2 years, cleaning her wounds when she fights back, lying to her that you're still looking when he tells her you've given up. She knows we're looking, Tyler said. I tell her whenever I can. It's the only thing keeping her sane. But Tyler, Megan wiped her eyes. She's different now, broken in ways that won't ever heal. Whatever you're imagining, it's a lot worse. Tyler showed her the text he'd received that morning with the video of Lily spitting at the camera. She looks pretty tough to me. Megan almost smiled. That's from last week. She bit him when he tried to. He was furious, but also impressed. He said she was just like Linda, my mom. Fight her to the end. Your mom fought him? A different kind of fight. She was suspicious. I think toward the end, when the cancer had spread to her brain, she kept saying things about the girls, about the barn. Dad said it was the morphine, but I think she knew. The encrypted phone buzzed. Megan went pale. That's his tracker. He's checking where I am. She stood up quickly. I have to go. The phone only receives messages, it can't send. Too risky. When I text, he gets my GPS coordinates and a time window, usually 90 minutes when he's on service calls. What about Katie, the 15-year-old? Same place as Lily. He keeps them together now. Says they're easier to control if they have each other to worry about. Megan moved toward the door, then stopped. Tyler, when you get her out, and you will get her out, tell her Megan kept her promise. She'll know what it means. What promise? But Megan was already gone. Tyler sat for 5 more minutes, processing it all. 11 girls over 20 years, a network of buyers, equipment trailers with hidden compartments, and Lily, still fighting after 2 years of hell. He looked at the notebook Megan had left behind. Pages of meticulous documentation, routes, dates, partial license plates, names of buyers, just first names or nicknames. But it was more than they'd ever had. The banker, Chicago Jim, the professor. Men who bought girls like they were cattle. One entry made him stop cold. July 2013. LB. Initial offer $30,000 from the banker. Dad refused. Offer raised to $50,000. Dad refused again. Banker angry. Dad says this one isn't for sale ever. She's family now. Family. Carl Hendris had kidnapped Lily and called her family. Tyler's regular phone rang. It was Sheriff Garrett. Tyler, where are you? Millbrook Diner. Why? Carl Hendris just filed a restraining order against you. Says you've been harassing him, stalking his daughter at her job. What? That's... I know. But it means he knows you're onto him. He's trying to get ahead of this. Tyler, whatever you're planning. I'm not planning anything. Don't lie to me, son. I know you met with someone. My deputy saw you. Tyler was silent. Was it Megan Hendris? I can't. Tyler, if she's involved, she's complicit. She could be playing you. She's not. She's terrified of you. Or that's what she wants you to think. Tyler, we need to do this right through proper channels. Your proper channels let him operate for 20 years. The previous administration is gone. I know. But Tom, he has connections. Someone in your department. Someone who's been warning him. Silence on the other end. Then, come to the station. Bring whatever she gave you. We'll protect you both. Tyler looked at the encrypted phone, the notebook, the list of 11 names. I'll think about it. He hung up and called Emma instead. She answered immediately. Did you meet her? Yeah. It's worse than we thought. There's another girl, 15 years old, and a whole network, buyers, routes, everything. Jesus. Where's Lily? She couldn't tell me. Not yet. But she will. Can we trust her? Tyler thought about Megan's tears, her shaking hands, the way she'd said, "Tell her Megan kept her promise. We don't have a choice. She's our only way in." The encrypted phone buzzed. A message from Megan. "He knows we met. Diner has cameras. He's going through the footage now. I'm so sorry. He's moving them tonight. Both girls. I don't know where. This might be my last message. If it is, Old Henderson property, Garrett Farm, or Mitchell Place. Those are his 3 backup sites. Root sellers at all of them. Find them, please." Then nothing. Tyler stood up, threw money on the table, and ran for his truck. If Carl was moving them tonight, they were running out of time. And now Megan was in danger, too. The network was bigger than they'd imagined, but it was also starting to crack. 20 years of careful operation, and Carl Hendris was finally making mistakes. The question was whether they could find Lily and Katie before those mistakes got everyone killed. Megan's notebook was a roadmap to hell. Tyler and Emma sat in the sheriff's station conference room with Sheriff Garrett and 2 state police detectives, going over each page. Megan had documented everything she could remember over the years: dates, partial conversations, license plates, phone numbers she'd seen on scraps of paper. July 2003, Jenna H. sold to Chicago Gym for $25,000. Trailer pickup at midnight. September 2009, Ashley C. died in transit. Dad burned her things except the dress. May 2011, girl from Bakersfield, no name known, sold to the professor for $35,000. Detective Rivera from the state police looked sick. "This is interstate trafficking. This is FBI territory." "Then call them," Tyler said. "We did. They're sending a team, but Tyler, this notebook, it's hearsay. We need concrete evidence." Emma pointed to another entry. "Look at this. Equipment trailers modified by J. Polson. Polson Welding, cash only. That's a real business in Harrison County." Sheriff Garrett was already on his phone. "Judge Matthews? Tom Garrett. I need a warrant for Polson Welding." "Yes, tonight." Tyler's encrypted phone buzzed. Everyone went silent. "Megan," he read. "Dad didn't buy my story. I'm locked in my room. He's loading the van. Has both girls. I can hear Katie crying." Tyler typed on his regular phone, showing it to the others. "Ask her where." The response came quickly. "Don't know, but he's on the phone with someone. Keep hearing midnight and usual spot. There's a buyer coming tonight." Rivera grabbed her radio. "All units, Carl Hendris is mobile with 2 hostages. White van. License plate." She looked at Garrett. "KRM 5847, Garrett supplied. "No approach. Surveillance only. Suspect is armed and has hostages." Another message from Megan. "Found old shipping manifests in his closet. Taking photos." Images started coming through. Shipping documents for farm equipment, but the weights were wrong. A combine header that supposedly weighed 500 pounds more than standard. A corn planter with an extra 300 pounds. "Human cargo," Rivera said quietly. He was weighing them and adding it to the equipment weight. More images, photos of girls. Some Tyler recognized from missing posters over the years, others he didn't. All were young, all from farm communities across 3 states. Each photo had information written on the back: height, weight, age, price. Then Megan sent something that made everyone freeze. A current photo of Carl's phone screen, taken from a distance. A text conversation was visible. "Package ready for transport. 2 units. Premium quality. Confirmed. Midnight at location 3. $75,000 for both. No, special one not for sale. $100,000 for both. One only. $50,000. Take it or leave it." "Fine." The young one then. Midnight. Tyler stood up so fast his chair fell over. "He's selling Katie tonight. Keeping Lily." Rivera was already mobilizing. "We need to find location 3. Garrett pulled out a map. Based on the past locations Megan mentioned and the routes we know he uses. Emma, who had been quietly going through the notebook, interrupted. "Wait, look at this." She showed them a page where Megan had drawn a rough map. 3X marks. She labeled them. Location 1 is the old drive-in theater off Route 49. Location 2 is the abandoned grain elevator near Millbrook. Location 3 is, she pointed, the old Brackenridge Supply Depot, closed 5 years ago. Perfect for truck access, isolated multiple exits. "That's 15 minutes from here," Garrett said. Rivera checked her watch. "It's 10:30. We have 90 minutes. Another message from Megan. He's leaving. White van. Katie in the back, drugged. Lily's fighting him. He hit her with something. Both are in the back now. I'm going to follow. Someone who could take over if anything happened to him. Who? Garrett demanded. I don't know, but they came to the house about 6 months ago. Dad made me stay in my room, but I listened through the vent. Megan's voice dropped. It was a woman. Local accent. She knew about Lily and said Dad was getting too attached, too sloppy. Tyler's phone buzzed with an unknown number. Carl's dead. The girls are recovered. Stop now or lose everything. It was from the supplier. He showed the text to Garrett, who immediately called Rivera. Within the hour, the hospital was swarming with FBI agents. They moved Lily and Sarah to a secure wing with guards at every entrance. Whoever this supplier is, Rivera said, they know our moves. It could be law enforcement. It could be someone at the hospital. We trust no one outside this room. Days blurred together. Lily drifted in and out of consciousness, sometimes recognizing Tyler, sometimes screaming for help from people who weren't there. Sarah hadn't stopped humming. The doctors said it was a coping mechanism, her mind's way of drowning out memories. On the third day, Lily woke up fully, her eyes clear for the first time. Tyler. He grabbed her hand. I'm here. Is he dead? Yes, Carl's dead. The police shot him at the depot. She processed this slowly. The others? The girls he sold. Are they? We're looking. The FBI has the records from his safe. We'll find them. No, you won't. Her voice was certain. The supplier has them now, or had them killed. Loose ends. How do you know about the supplier? Lily's eyes went distant. She visited sometimes, checked on the inventory. I never saw her face clearly, but her voice a teacher's voice. Like she was disappointed in you. A teacher, or someone who sounds like one. Educated, proper grammar, even when angry. Lily tried to sit up but was too weak. Tyler, she has lists, names of girls Carl was watching, girls he hadn't taken yet. Rivera entered the room. We found 7 bodies at Carl's properties. All female, various stages of decomposition, some dating back 15 years. Lily closed her eyes. Jennifer, Monica, Bethany, Alice, 3 others. He never told me their names. He made me help bury Jennifer. Said it was a lesson about what happens to girls who fight too much. The room fell silent. There's more, Lily continued. The supplier has buyers Carl didn't know about. International connections. Carl was small-time compared to her operation. That night, while Tyler slept in a chair beside Lily's bed, someone entered Sarah's room. The cameras glitched for 3 minutes. When they came back online, there was a note on Sarah's pillow. You saw my face. Speak and die. Stay silent and live. The signature, the supplier. Sarah was alive but terrified, rocking back and forth, her humming frantic. Megan found her first and tried to calm her. Sarah grabbed Megan's hand, tapping frantically. Their code, 1 tap for yes, 2 for no. Did you see who it was? Megan asked. 1 tap. Yes. Do you know them? 1 tap. Yes. Will you tell us? 2 taps. No. Then Sarah pointed at the note at the word die. Rivera wanted to push, but Megan stopped her. She's terrified, and she's right to be. Whoever this has got past FBI security like it was nothing. Tyler stood guard over both rooms, not trusting anyone else. But Lily seemed unsurprised. She's marking her territory, Lily said quietly. The supplier is warning Sarah to stay quiet. She knows Sarah saw her face. I only saw shadows, but Sarah saw everything. Then Sarah's in danger. We all are, Lily replied, but Sarah most of all. Over the next few days, Sarah's condition deteriorated. Not physically, but emotionally. She stopped eating. The humming grew quieter. She was giving up. She's dying, Megan said bluntly to Tyler. The fear is killing her. That's when Lily made a decision. Despite barely being able to walk, she insisted on being wheeled to Sarah's room. I saw her too, Lily whispered to Sarah. The teacher. Not her face, but I heard her voice. We both know who she is, don't we? Sarah's humming stopped. She looked at Lily with desperate eyes. But we're not going to tell them, Lily continued. Not yet, because she's watching. She's probably here right now, visiting other patients, reading to children, hidden in plain sight. Sarah squeezed Lily's hand. It was a moment of understanding between 2 survivors. When I'm stronger, Lily promised, we'll stop her together. That night, 3 of Carl's buyers were found dead in their homes, executed. No witnesses, no evidence. The supplier is cleaning house, Rivera said, eliminating anyone who could identify her. But Megan had a different theory. What if it's not the supplier? What if someone else is hunting them? Who? Megan didn't answer, but that night she disappeared from her apartment. There were no signs of a struggle. She left a note. Sarah knows who the supplier is, but won't tell. I'm going to find out another way. Keep them safe. Tyler wanted to search for her immediately, but Lily stopped him. Let her go. She knows things. Carl taught her things. Lily's voice was distant. She's going to do what we can't. Which is what? Hunt. Tyler's phone buzzed. Megan found something. Dad kept calendars. The supplier met him every third Tuesday during school board meetings. It's someone in the school system, someone who's been there forever. I'm going through records. We'll contact when I know more. Rivera wanted to trace the phone, to bring Megan in, but Tyler deleted the message. She's our best chance, he said. She knows Carl's patterns better than anyone. In her hospital bed, Lily stared at the ceiling. A teacher, she whispered. Someone who selected which girls were vulnerable, which families wouldn't look too hard. Someone everyone trusts. Sarah, in the next room, had started humming again. But now it sounded different, like she was trying to hum a name, a warning. The hunt had reversed. But the hunter was still hidden. And somewhere out there, Megan was following a trail only she could see, using everything Carl had taught her, but for a different purpose. The predator's daughter had become something else, something the supplier should fear. Megan sat in the Millbrook Sheriff's Station, going through yearbooks from every school in 3 counties. Lily's single word, teacher, had triggered something in her memory. A woman who'd visited Carl late at night, someone he'd been almost afraid of. There, she said suddenly, pointing at a photo. Miss Patricia Vance, Harrison Elementary. She retired 5 years ago. Tyler leaned over. It was an unremarkable woman, in her mid-50s in the photo, with a pleasant smile. You're sure? She came to the house maybe 6 times over the years, always at night. Dad would send me to my room, but I listened. She had this voice, sweet on top, but underneath. Megan shuddered. She scared him, and nothing scared him. Sheriff Garrett ran the name. Patricia Vance, a clean record. She taught 3rd grade for 30 years and was a beloved model teacher. Wait, his face changed. She owns property. Lots of property. The screen filled with deeds and titles. 14 properties across 3 states, all rural, all isolated, all purchased with cash over the past 20 years. How does a teacher afford? Tyler started, then stopped. She was using Carl's money, laundering it through real estate. She was more than that, Megan said quietly. I remember now. Dad called her the banker once. Said she handled the financial side while he handled the product. Rivera pulled up tax records. She's been filing as a farmer. Agricultural tax breaks on all properties. But look, she pointed at the screen. No crop sales, no livestock records. These farms aren't producing anything. Except girls, Tyler said. They had to move carefully. No warrants yet. Not enough evidence. But that night, Megan made her choice. I'm going to her house. Absolutely not, Garrett said. She knows me. Thinks I'm like my father, broken, compliant. I can get inside, find evidence. It's too dangerous. Sarah is dying. Megan's voice was flat. She's given up. Won't eat, barely drinks. The doctors give her maybe a week. And Lily screams in her sleep about other girls. Names, Amanda, Jessica, Robin. They're out there somewhere on those properties, and every day we wait is another day of hell for them. Tyler wanted to argue but couldn't. Lily had been awake more often, but she couldn't stop shaking. She couldn't be touched without screaming. Whatever she'd endured had broken something fundamental. I'll wear a wire, Megan said. She'll check, Rivera pointed out. Then I'll find another way. Megan stood. She's expecting me anyway. Dad told her I'd take over if anything happened to them. She's probably wondering why I haven't contacted her. An hour later, Megan parked outside Patricia Vance's house. It was a modest ranch on the edge of town. Nothing suspicious. Garden gnomes in the yard. An American flag on the porch. Perfect suburban camouflage. Patricia answered the door in a housecoat, looking every bit the retired teacher. Megan dear, she said. I've been expecting you. The house smelled like cookies and potpourri. Family photos on every surface. A grandfather clock ticking in the hallway. Normal. Too normal. Hello, Tyler. What are you doing? Continuing Carl's work. No, you're not. I'm what he made me. 2 years, Tyler. 2 years of learning how this works. How to break people, how to sell them, how to make them disappear. She turned to the men. This is actually perfect. Tyler can be our first demonstration. Lily, Megan pulled out a gun. Carl's gun, Tyler realized, and pointed it at him. You shouldn't have come. Megan stepped out from behind Tyler. Lily, please. This isn't you. Megan. Lily's voice softened slightly. You understand? You helped him. You know how it works. I know it's evil. Evil? Lily laughed, a hollow, bitter sound. Evil is what happened to us. This is just business. One of the men stood up. This is getting complicated. We're leaving. No, Lily said, swinging the gun toward him. No one leaves until we finish our business. That's when Tyler noticed it. The hand holding the gun was shaking slightly, and she kept glancing at the barn's corners as if she was looking for something or someone. The 3 girls, Tyler said slowly. Where are they, Lily? Safe for now. Show us. Lily hesitated, the first crack in her composure. You don't have them, Megan said, understanding. This is. Shut up. But the men were getting nervous, starting to move toward the doors. FBI. Nobody move. Rivera and her team burst in, weapons drawn. The 6 men immediately dropped to the floor, hands behind their heads. They knew the drill. But Lily kept her gun up, swinging it between Tyler and the agents. Lily, put the gun down, Rivera said calmly. You don't understand. This was the only way. The only way to what? Lily smiled then, sad and broken. To get them all in one place. She threw something on the ground, a recorder that had been running the whole time. 6 buyers, all admitting to purchasing from Carl, all agreeing to buy more. She lowered the gun. Sarah identified them in her notes. I just needed them to confess. Tyler stepped toward her. You planned this? Sarah planned it before she died. She said the only way to catch them was to become them. To make them trust me. Lily's composure finally cracked. Do you know what I had to say? What I had to pretend to be? She collapsed to her knees, the gun falling from her hand. Tyler caught her as she sobbed, 2 years of suppressed emotion pouring out. I became him. I became Carl. Just for tonight, but I became him. The 6 men were arrested, loaded into FBI vehicles. Each one had thought they were meeting Carl's successor. Instead, they'd met their end. Rivera knelt beside Lily. The 3 girls, are there really? No. Sarah heard Carl mention emergency stock once, but he was lying to a buyer. There are no more girls. We found them all. How did you know these men would come? Lily pulled out Carl's real phone, the one everyone thought was destroyed. I messaged them as him. Said I'd faked my death and needed to restart operations. They all came running. That was incredibly dangerous. Everything is dangerous now. Lily looked up at Rivera. Every day I'm alive is dangerous. I know too much. I've seen too much. Carl made sure of that. They helped her to her feet. The yellow dress was dirty now, torn at the hem. She looked at it with disgust. Burn it, she told Tyler. This time really burn it. As they walked to the vehicles, Megan asked, How did you know we'd find Sarah's note? Because you're thorough. And because Sarah made me promise. She said you'd need a trail to follow or Tyler would tear the state apart looking. Lily managed a weak smile. She was right. Sheriff Garrett was waiting by his cruiser. That was incredibly stupid and incredibly brave. Mostly stupid, Lily admitted. The ride back was silent. Tyler drove, Lily sat in the passenger seat, and Megan sat in the back. The yellow dress was bundled on Lily's lap like evidence of a crime. I really was going to do it, Lily said suddenly. If you hadn't come, I was going to sell them, not real girls. But I was going to take their money, get more names, go deeper into the network. Why? Because it's not over. These 6 were nobody, local buyers. The real network, the international one, is still out there. She looked at Tyler. And they know my name now. Know I survived. Know I'm talking. We'll protect you. For how long? Forever? And what about the next girl? The one taken tomorrow or next week or next month? Lily stared out the window. Carl was right about one thing. There's always demand, always supply. The network doesn't die. It just changes management. They drove past the cemetery where Sarah was buried, where Ashley and the 7 unnamed girls lay. Lily made Tyler stop. She walked to Sarah's grave in the darkness and knelt in the dirt. We got them, she whispered. 6 more. You were right. It worked. Tyler and Megan stood back, letting her have this moment. When she returned, she'd left the yellow dress on Sarah's grave. She would have wanted to see them arrested, Lily said. This is the closest I could give her. Back at the hospital, Lily checked herself in for a psychiatric evaluation. Voluntary commitment. I need help, she told the doctor. I have thoughts, dark ones, about becoming like him, about how easy it would be. The fact that you recognize that is good. No, you don't understand. Tonight, pretending to be him, a part of me liked it. The power, the control, after 2 years of having none. She looked at Tyler. Carl didn't just keep me prisoner. He trained me. Whether he meant to or not, he trained me to think like him. And I'm good at it. The doctor admitted her immediately. Tyler wanted to argue, but Megan stopped him. She's right. She needs this time to deprogram, to remember who she was before. What if she can't? Then we help her become someone new. Someone who isn't Carl's victim or his successor. Just Lily. That night, Tyler went home to his parents' house for the first time since learning about the gambling debts. His parents were in the kitchen, aged 10 years and 2 months. Is she okay? His mother asked. No, but she will be. His father couldn't meet his eyes. Tyler, about the money. I don't care about the money. I care that you stopped looking for her. We never stopped. You did. After 3 months, you accepted she was gone. Tyler's voice was flat. She knew that. Carl told her you'd given up. That was almost worse than the physical stuff. Knowing you'd stopped looking. He went to Lily's room, still exactly as she'd left it that morning in 2013. The strawberry-scented candle on her dresser. Photos of her and Emma at the county fair. Normal teenage girl things. On her desk was a journal. Tyler had never read it, respecting her privacy, even in her absence. But now he opened it. The last entry was July 14, 2013, the day before she disappeared. Sold 30 baskets today. Then, I love you, Tyler. The first time she'd said it since her rescue. I love you too, Lily. As he sat in her teenage room, surrounded by remnants of who she used to be, Tyler realized something. They'd saved Lily's body from Carl. They'd saved her from the network. But the hardest rescue was still happening, saving her from what Carl had turned her into. And that might take the rest of her life. 6 months later, Lily stood in the strawberry field behind the old Brennan farm. Tyler had bought it back with money from a victim's compensation fund. She wore jeans and a plain blue t-shirt. No more yellow dress. That was buried with Sarah. The strawberry plants were young, just planted. It would be a year before they produced fruit. Lily liked that. The waiting, the slow, patient growth. You sure about this? Tyler asked, watching her water the plants. Dr. Martinez says routine helps. Purpose helps. She didn't look up. And I need to reclaim something. This place was ours before it was his. Megan arrived with lunch, now working as a counselor at a survivor's shelter. She'd found her own way to atone. How's group? Hard, Lily admitted. Listening to their stories, knowing I can't save them all. She'd been attending survivor meetings for 3 months, not leading them, just listening, learning how others carried their trauma. Some, like Amanda Reeves, had gone home to families who didn't know how to help them. Others, like Robin Martinez, were in long-term facilities. Katie Summers had moved to Oregon with her aunt, trying to start over where no one knew her story. The trials start next week, Tyler said carefully. I know. 43 men would stand trial over the coming year. Lily would have to testify at most of them, describing things she'd never told anyone, not even Tyler. The prosecutor said her testimony was crucial. You don't have to. Yes, I do. She finally looked up. Sarah died getting those names. The least I can do is make sure they pay. Sheriff Garrett pulled up the dirt drive. He visited weekly, checking in, making sure Lily was okay, making sure she was still there. The FBI still worried about revenge attacks from network remnants. Got news, he said. Good and bad. Bad first, Lily said. 3 of the buyers got plea deals, minimum sentences, 2 to 5 years. Lily nodded. She'd expected that. The system protected its own. The good. We found another girl alive in Michigan. Your testimony about Carl's methods helped them identify the pattern. Another girl saved. That made 51 total out of over 200 suspected victims. It's something, Megan said. It's not enough, Lily replied. But it's something. That afternoon, Dorothy Corwin visited. She came by every Sunday, bringing flowers for the small memorial Lily had built at the edge of the strawberry field. 7 wooden crosses for the unidentified girls. I'm moving, Dorothy said. Can't stay here anymore. Too many ghosts. Lily understood. The whole county felt haunted now. Every farm that Carl had serviced, every family that had trusted him, every girl who'd vanished. Where will you go? Florida. My sister lives there. Somewhere no one knows about Ashley. About any of this. Running doesn't help, Lily said quietly. Trust me, I tried. She was referring to the week she'd disappeared after leaving the hospital against medical advice. Tyler had found her at Carl's workshop, sitting in the dark, trying to understand how he'd thought, how he'd chosen victims. She'd been making lists, drawing patterns, becoming obsessed. I wasn't running, Dorothy said. I'm trying to live. There's a difference. After she left, Lily worked in the field until sunset. Physical exhaustion helped with the nightmares sometimes. That night, Tyler found her reading Sarah's notes again. Hundreds of pages, photocopied, annotated. You need to stop, he said gently. She wrote all this while dying. Names, dates, descriptions. She saved lives with these notes. And it's done. The FBI has everything. No, look. Lily showed him a page. She mentioned someone called the teacher twice. But Patricia Vance is dead. So who? Lily, stop. The war is over. You won. Tyler took the notes away. We didn't win. We survived. There's a difference. She was right, of course. The network Carl built was destroyed, but others existed. Would always exist. The demand never stopped. Neither did the supply. Dr. Martinez says you're doing better, Tyler said, changing the subject. I'm functional. That's not the same as better. You're not having the thoughts anymore, about becoming like him? Lily was quiet for a moment. I still have them, just less often. And I don't listen to them now. Is that progress? She smiled, a sad, brief curve of her lips. Yesterday at the grocery store, I saw a man watching a teenage girl, following her. My first thought wasn't to call the police. It was to follow him home, find out if he had others. She looked at Tyler. That's what Carl made me. Someone who thinks like a predator. You think like a survivor. Same thing sometimes. Tyler's phone rang. Rivera. We need Lily tomorrow. Pre-trial hearing. Defense wants to claim she's too traumatized to be a reliable witness. Lily took the phone. I'll be there. You sure you're ready? No, but I'll be there anyway. The next morning, Lily put on the only dress she'd kept. A simple black one Emma had bought her. Court appropriate, nothing like the yellow dress. The courthouse was packed. Media everywhere. Strawberry Girl trial begins. The headlines read. They'd made her a symbol. The girl who survived, the one who brought down the network. Inside, she saw them. 6 of the buyers from the barn that night. They looked smaller in orange jumpsuits. Ordinary, not monsters. Just men who decided girls were property. The defense attorney was aggressive. Ms. Brennan, you've been institutionalized twice since your rescue. Yes. For psychiatric issues. For trauma recovery. You held these men at gunpoint. Yes. Threatened them. I was conducting a citizen's investigation. You pretended to be a trafficker yourself to expose them? Yes. So you lied. Lily looked directly at the man in jumpsuits. I learned from the best. The prosecutor redirected, had her describe Carl's methods, the selection process, the breaking process, the selling process. Clinical, detailed, horrible. One of the defendants threw up. After 6 hours of testimony, Lily walked out, exhausted but intact. She'd face this again at each trial, 43 times. 43 chances to put predators away. Outside, Megan was waiting. How was it? Hard. Necessary. They drove home in silence. Past the farms where girls had vanished. Past Carl's old workshop, now demolished. Past the cemetery where too many girls lay. At the farm, Lily found someone waiting. A teenage girl, maybe 15, with her mother. You're Lily Brennan? The girl asked. Yes. Something happened to me last year. A man. He kept me for 3 days before I escaped. The girl was shaking. The police said there wasn't enough evidence, but I heard about you, what you did, how you survived. Lily knelt in front of the girl. What's your name? Sophia. Sophia, you survived. That's what matters. But he's still out there. Still hunting. Lily looked at the mother, saw the desperation. The system had failed them, just like it had failed so many others. Tell me everything, Lily said. Tyler pulled her aside. You can't get involved. You're barely holding yourself together. She needs help. She needs the police. The police failed her. Just like they failed me. Failed Sarah. Failed all of us. That night, Lily made a decision. She called Rivera. That consulting position, is it still available? Are you ready for that? No. But girls are still disappearing, and I know how to find them. It's dangerous. Everything's dangerous for me now. Might as well use it. A week later, Lily sat in an FBI field office, looking at missing person files. 15 girls in 3 states, all from rural communities, all during harvest season. Different predator, she said, but same pattern. Carl taught someone else. Or someone learned from the news coverage. Lily studied the photos. Young faces smiling, unaware of what was coming. This one, she pointed to a girl from Iowa. She's the outlier. Older, different demographic. She wasn't selected. She saw something she shouldn't have. How can you know that? Because that's what I would think if I were him. Rivera stared at her. That's disturbing. That's what I am now. Disturbing, but useful. They found the Iowa girl 3 days later, alive. She had indeed witnessed an abduction. Her testimony led them to a trafficking ring operating out of agricultural equipment companies. Just like Carl's, but bigger. 14 girls saved in the first month of Lily consulting. But the cost was high. The nightmares got worse. The dark thoughts louder. Every predator she helped catch reminded her of what Carl had put in her head. The knowledge, the methods, the mindset. One night, Tyler found her in the strawberry field at 3 a.m., digging in the dirt with her bare hands. What are you doing? Planting more? We need more. Sarah loves strawberries. I never asked, but I bet she did. All those girls probably did. She was crying. Dirt under her nails. It's never enough. I save one, 2 more disappear. I stop one predator, 3 more emerge. You can't save them all. Then what's the point? Tyler helped her up, led her inside. The point is you saved some. That has to be enough. Does it? He didn't answer. Couldn't answer. 6 months turned to a year. The trials continued. 38 convictions, 5 acquittals. The strawberry plants grew. Lily saved more girls. Lost more of herself. On the anniversary of her rescue, she stood at Sarah's grave. Someone had left fresh flowers. The yellow dress she'd left there was gone, weathered away or taken by someone. I'm trying, she told the headstone. But I'm becoming something I don't recognize. To catch them, I have to think like them. And every time I do, I lose a piece of who I was. The wind through the cemetery was the only answer. That night, Emma came to dinner, the first time in months. She looked at Lily across the table, searching for her friend. You still in there? Emma asked quietly. I don't know anymore. The girl who loved strawberry picking, who wore yellow dresses, who sang in the truck on the way to the market. Is she still in there? She died in Carl's basement. What came back was something else. No. Emma reached across, took her hand. You came back. Changed, broken maybe, but still you. Lily wanted to believe that. But when she looked in the mirror, she saw Carl's training, Patricia's methods, the network's patterns. She saw a weapon forged by trauma. Useful but dangerous. Some of us came home, she said, echoing what she'd told Tyler so long ago. But we didn't come home the same. That night, she made a decision. 1 year of hunting, 1 year of saving who she could, then she'd stop. Before she became the very thing she hunted. She had 11 months left. In those 11 months, she'd save 37 more girls. She'd identify 8 trafficking rings. She'd testify at dozens more trials. But the cost would be everything that remained of Lily Brennan, the farm girl who'd loved strawberries and yellow dresses. In the end, Tyler would stand in the strawberry field watching his sister work. She'd be humming something. Not strawberry fields anymore, but something sadder. And he'd know that they'd saved her body from Carl, saved others through her sacrifice, but never quite saved her soul. The strawberries would grow, sweet and red and perfect, and every basket sold would carry the weight of all the girls who never came home. Some wars don't end with victory or defeat. They end with survival. And survival, Lily had learned, was its own kind of prison. She'd escaped Carl's basement, but she'd never really left. The yellow dress was gone, but its ghost haunted every field, every missing girl, every predator's face. Some of us came home. That had to be enough, even when it wasn't.